let's jump right into these stories about bridezillas, maybe bridezillas, horrible guests, I don't know, just in general wedding stories. So I get cozy, grab a drink or a snack, and let's go. And by the way, before I forget, as requested, this video is going to be purely whispering, no mic scratching today. I hope everyone is fine with that. I'm just going to be switching it up every now and then, I guess. But let's go. The first story is called Am I the Asshole for Walking Out of the Bridal Store When I Found Out My Friends Were Making Fun of Me Behind My Back? Okay, this was posted 14 days ago and it's got 20k upvotes, so I'm thinking this is going to be a good little story. But let's start. I have two friends, Gabby and Shelley. All of us are 23, if that matters. We were roommates in college and stayed in the same city after graduation. While the three of us are close, I've always known that Gabby and Shelley are the closest. They have a really sweet friendship. Shelley is getting married. Gabby is the maid of honor, and I am one of the bridesmaids. Over the weekend, I went with Shelley so she could look at wedding dresses. Gabby was supposed to come with us, but got called into work last minute. I helped Shelley pick out some dresses, then she went with a consultant to try them on. Shelley asked that I take pictures and videos on her phone to send them to her mum and Gabby. I was getting the camera ready when a text from Gabby came through. I didn't mean to click on it and was instantly going to click back out when I saw one of my Instagram pictures in their private chat from earlier that morning. Both were making fun of me for the face I was making and my outfit choice. It didn't appear to be very good nature. I admit curiosity got the best of me, so I searched my name in the chat. I found multiple pictures that I, my boyfriend, or my mum have posted of myself, absolutely ripping them to shreds, ranging from selfies to post shots, to even a few baby pictures. They also made fun of me in general in terms of the way I talked, wore my hair, or the way I ate. This went back as far as I could tell, at least a year. My heart broke. It all felt so juvenile in high school, where we all joke around. I would never do this to them, nor have they ever tried to instigate these types of conversations with me about the other one-on-one. I was in tears. As someone who was bullied all throughout middle and high school, it just brought me back to a horrible place. I put the phone in Shelley's purse and brought it to another employee, telling her to tell Shelley that I had to go. I drove home and had a long cry. Shelley texted me by the time I made it home, asking where I went. I said I was going home and we could talk later. When she did call a few hours later, she was understandably confused and hurt that I left. I told her what I found, explaining that I only looked further because of the initial text I accidentally saw. She went off on me for looking through her private texts and said those were none of my business. She also told me I shouldn't have left the store without saying anything. I said I didn't want to make a scene, but also knew I couldn't fake being happy for her. Shelley told me the texts were all in good fun, and clearly she loves me because I'm going to be her bridesmaid. She added that I'm only hurt because I chose to read all those texts. Later on, Gabby called to tell me that I invaded Shelley's privacy and hurt her by walking out. My boyfriend and my mom think I did the right thing by walking out, but obviously they're a little biased. I because we like so conditioned with our own phones to do that. Like your like brain just immediately goes like, you know. So I like 100% understand that she tapped on it, and to be honest, I would be super curious as well. If I saw someone talking about me in a rude way or something, I'd be looking at their phone, and as far as I can hear it, none of these girls like at all said sorry about it, you know, try to actually explain. And you know, those are not your friends. They're definitely not good friends if you know they talk like that behind her back. I mean, you know, like sometimes there's just a little bit of like, do you know Sarah got like back with her ex-boyfriend again? Like, what the heck is this girl doing, you know? But if you're constantly making fun of someone's pictures and stuff, like, that's just crazy, you know? That's got nothing to do anymore with normal. Sometimes my friend annoys me and I have to vent about it, and everything to do with bullying and being rude, you know. So I think she's better to drop these people completely. So yeah, I definitely think not the asshole, which was also the overall vote on this Reddit thread. Now let's check some of the comments. The top comment is, not the asshole. If I was in your place, I think I'd drop out of being in the wedding. It's one thing to jokingly make fun of someone one time, but it seems like they've done this to you a bunch of times, and it doesn't seem like it was lighthearted. If I was you, I wouldn't feel bad about looking through those messages at all. She handed her phone to you, and it feels like fate took the opportunity to expose them to you for who they are. Yeah, I would not be in that wedding either. No. Okay, longer comment here. Not the asshole. Searching her phone was maybe crossing the line, but that line is far less important than two supposed friends spending months making fun of you behind your back. The all-in-good fun excuse doesn't hold water, because you were not a party to it. You don't hide things like that from people unless you're aware of the fallout that would happen if you didn't. I can guarantee you that the vast majority of the people who will comment on this thread would never make fun of their friends to other friends behind their back. This is mean girl behavior. It's passive aggressive, it's mean spirited, and it's not how real friends treat their friends. They were making fun of you because they're mean and not very nice people, and they hid it from you because they are mean and not very nice people. She made excuses and blamed you for the situation because she's mean and not a nice person. You should drop them both like a hot potato because they're mean and not very nice people. My only caveat here is if you engage in similar behavior with either one of them, having private chats and making fun of other friends. If you do, then everyone's the asshole here. B commented under that and said, I've never had a similar conversation with them and never even would. We occasionally joke around, but I've only ever done it with both of them right there. Would never behind their back. Yeah, I don't know, I think that sums it up. Like, you do not need these friends. They sound horrible. Like, bye. Bye. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Okay, the next story is called, Am I the asshole for yelling at my sister that my wedding is not her wedding? I, 29 female, am planning my wedding for September of this year. It's the end of summer and also the month I met my fiance. My sister, Kat, 33 female, was supposed to get married 5 years ago, but her partner died in a motorcycle accident. She was devastated and had a hard time. Since then, she's been very gloomy and her relationships don't last long. She goes to therapy on and off. When I told my family that I was getting married, Kat was visibly sad. she didn't agree with my choices of September, thinking it is a bad month for the wedding. She also didn't like the colours I picked or the dress I wanted. I tried to listen to her sometimes. At one point, she said, "I can't believe you'll be the first daughter my, in brackets, not our father, is going to walk down the aisle." I was gutted by her comment. I'm not having a religious ceremony. My fiance's best friend got a license to officiate our marriage, so it's not that serious. With that in mind, I'm planning the wedding to reflect our personalities. My best friend suggested that the bridesmaids wear different coloured dresses, but my sister didn't agree. She made some comments like, "It'll look like a gay pride parade, and you're turning your wedding into a gay wedding by listening to all of your friends' suggestions." Yes, my best friend is gay, but we have similar tastes, so his opinions are highly valued because they match mine. Last week, we were organising the entrance of our bridesmaids and best men. In our culture, we call them godfathers, godmothers, and they enter together. I told her that my best friend would enter with his best boyfriend. My sister then said my wedding was going to be an absolute circus, and that as my older sister, she should make me see reason. She insisted that two men shouldn't enter the ceremony together because not all guests would understand and appreciate it. Her comments were very annoying and homophobic. She continued with her remarks and even called my fiancé to get his opinion. At some point, I was fed up and yelled, "You're out of line, because this is my wedding and not yours. Have your own wedding and plan it as you want." I was very angry, and my mom came from the garden to see what was happening. Kat started crying and went to her room. It's been 5 days, and she's giving me the silent treatment. She told my mom that she won't be attending my wedding. It's very annoying. She tries to make me feel uncomfortable. For example, if she's in the kitchen and I enter, she leaves. Yesterday, my mom said I should apologize because my sister is fragile and this topic makes her suffer. However, I don't think I'm much of an asshole. My mom said that yelling at her was an asshole move, even if I was right. Okay, I think not the asshole. Like, truly not the asshole. Like, I am very, very sorry for the sister's loss, and grieving could literally, you could grieve for the rest of your entire life if something like that happens to you. But having something bad happen to you and grieving something, whether it's the loss of a family member, your loved one, or something bad happening to you in the past, doesn't give you a free pass to be an asshole, and not at all to be homophobic. Like, how is it gonna ruin the wedding if two men walk in together? Seriously, like, some people, like, where does that come from? How are we thinking that? Also, in my opinion, it is so cute when the bridesmaids each wear different colours. I think that is a super, super cute thing. I've been thinking, I've been pinning that all over my Pinterest board. So, I don't find that weird, I think it is really cute. I think it's really special. I also seen brides give each bridesmaid one flower out of the bouquet as a bouquet. So all of her friends make her bridal bouquet, and then the dress matches God forbid, I would look atrocious in, like, I would look like a joke. I would look like a circus, okay? Like, you did not want me to put me in a pale pink dress. You know, that would not be happening. A pale green, maybe green is more so my colour than like pinks. But everything else, you know, I'm not sure, maybe a blue, but you know, definitely not those pink beige, like, no. Off comment, but like, I've been really trying to figure out my personal colour is, because sometimes I'm really confused, and you know, I can't get it to work out, but what I've found is that I suit strong colours the best, so like, darker, stronger colours, like a dark red, and I do think cool tone colours suit me a little better, even though, I don't know, I think I'm very neutral, so too warm and too cool doesn't suit me, so I don't know, I cannot figure it out. So if one of you is really good or passionate about colour analysis, let me know what colours I am. I would love to know. But yeah, that's beside the point. I do think the sister is really overstepping her boundaries here. Like, you can make suggestions in, you know, good faith or good or fun, but you need to take a no, and at this point she is really ruining the enjoyment for you, you know. So yeah, I just kind of find it really hard here. I don't think Opie is the asshole though. Like, I'm not saying, I would have a hard time saying if the sister's the asshole or not, because, you know, maybe she's mean-spirited, she wants to have a nice wedding for her sister, but she's really overstepping and she isn't noticing that she's overstepping, maybe because it brings back a lot of memories for her. So yeah, I don't think Whoopi's the asshole, but I'm not saying the sister is, okay, because I don't know, I'd have to have a longer thought about that. Anyway, it still doesn't, you know, it still isn't any excuse to be homophobic, so get that checked, sis. Anyway, let's read some comments. The overall vote on this story is also not the asshole. I feel like on Reddit, I don't know why, but like the main vote almost always is not the asshole. I don't know. Anyway, top comment. Not the asshole. I am sorry for your sister's loss. Truly, it sounds as though she has yet to finish her grieving process, and this is very triggering for her. Every bride deserves the wedding they want, as long as it's done with respect and congruency with their partner's wishes. Everyone else is sidelined and attendee. Your sister's ruining what should be a joyful time. Your mom is enabling her behavior by making you the bad guy. You need to sit your parents down and discuss with them all the things your sister has done, and tell them she clearly needs help and you don't appreciate having to put up with her mistreatment of you because she's in a fragile state. Your happiness is just as important as her grief. She's planning the wedding her and her fiancé would have had, not ready to accept this is your ceremony and day. Edit add. If your mom is saying you owe the apology because weddings are hard on your sister, then your mother actually owes you the apology for forcing you to involve your sister when your mom knows it's going to be hard on her. Yeah. Someone said, it's been years, your sister needs therapy. If your mom and sister won't go to your wedding because you finally shut down your sister's unceasing suggestions, well, it's them that will miss out. Proceed without them, not the asshole. I think we can wrap this up saying OB is not the asshole, but the sister is definitely having a hard time. If it warrants some of instructions or not. But yeah, I just would try to step back from it and, you know, shut it out a little bit and try to enjoy my day. You know, sometimes you just gotta protect your own zen. So I think that's my suggestion. But let's continue. The story is called Am I the Asshole? By apparently making the wedding all about me by being difficult and not taking off work to go dress shopping. So, background. I have to travel for work Monday through Friday. I've been getting on a plane every Monday and getting back on Friday due to a project needing to be supervised. My future daughter-in-law works 4 days a week, Wednesday to Saturday, 10-hour shifts. She wants to meet up to get a dress for the wedding. She wants to be there when I get a dress. Originally, I was just going to wear the same dress I wear for all weddings. She wants to meet up to get a dress for the wedding. She wants to be there when I get the dress. Originally, I was just going to wear the same dress I wear for all weddings, a long blue dress. But she wanted me to wear something else since it will match her bridesmaids. It's starting to rain. I hope you're not bothered. So, looking at our schedule, Sunday would be the best day to do this. We're both off. She told me no, since that is her rest day. She asked for Monday. I told her I can't and I have to work. Then I suggested Friday or Saturday after work. Those got shut down. She wants me to take off work. I then suggested she send me examples of what she wants and I'll shop by myself and buy something like the examples. Also shut down. After much back and forth, I told her I will just wear the blue dress. This started an argument and she called me a jerk. My son is mad that I'm making the wedding about me and not taking off work. I don't think I'm being unreasonable, but he told me to post here. Oh my god, I'm not sure what to say to this. Okay, so it sounds like it's the future mother-in-law, right? I think so. Okay, like the story isn't entirely clear, but like I think she's just attending as the mother-in-law, not in the bridal party per se. So I feel like it is more okay for her to wear anything. I get that the daughter-in-law, the future daughter-in-law, wants to like have a bonding moment and share a special day, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And if your schedules just, you know, can't align and you can't make, how do you say? What's the word in English? Sometimes I'm missing my words. But, you know, if you can't compromise and be willing to compromise on a day, then, especially, you know, like, she flies out Monday to Friday, she flies away, she goes somewhere else, you know, she'd have to reschedule a whole flight, and like, you know, it just seems to be a bit much to ask for if you just want to go dress shopping, like, go on a Sunday. It would be different if the bride, the future bride, you know, would be working on the weekend and just wouldn't have any time off there, like, so confusing. I'm guessing this isn't in Germany because I actually don't know, but in Germany, okay, all shops are closed on Sunday, so all retail shops, all supermarkets, except for cafes and restaurants and bakeries maybe, everything is closed on Sunday, as it, like, you know, Germany is a very religious, Christianity influenced country, and Sunday is rest day. So yeah, confused, but I'm curious to know how it is in America, because I've been to Florida for 3 weeks, but I just really can't recall if I was able to shop on a Sunday. But yeah, I'd be really interested, because if you were in Germany, this would not be a problem, because you just couldn't go wedding dress or dress shopping on a Sunday anyway. But yeah, in this case, if it's open on the Sundays, which I'm assuming it is, because she's not saying that it would be a problem, I find the bride very unreasonable. Like, I guess I get that it's cute and it would be nice to go together, have a bit of a bonding moment. But if it just doesn't work, you know, it doesn't work, and you have to compromise a little bit. I don't know. So the top comment is, not the asshole. You've offered reasonable suggestions to make this work, and she's shot down each of them. That's not your fault. Why is she so invested in being there with you? Surely you can pick out a dress in a fit and style that would be appropriate and suitable. OP said, I have no idea why she's so invested in this. I also don't get why she doesn't want me to wear my blue dress. The horror, I'm the same colour as the bridesmaids. Like, it's a dress. The wedding is in 5 months. Hang on. Why? So the blue dress is going to match her bridesmaids. Which I do feel like, you know, fair, maybe she could wear a different dress then. But, you know what, I had this, like, little fun idea, okay? Because, I, for example, have a really, really different taste than my mom, for example. And, you know, my mom wears that stuff that you look at in the shops and you're like, who the hell would buy that, okay? My mom and her friends would buy that and they would wear it and they would think it's like the hottest shit, okay? And it might be for them, like, all fair game. Anyway, I'm very much a, like, neutral coloured, boho, girly, I don't know. And if I get married, I want my wedding to be, like, cute and clean and, like, I don't know, Euro something like it's inspired. I have no idea. Anyway, I think I would slightly monitor my mom's clothing choice. Like, obviously not too much, because like I really don't care that much, and I want a really, really small intimate wedding. Like, I couldn't care less. But I'm just thinking, because if I'd let my mom, you know, go loose and pick something out for herself, she'd probably wear like a crazy multi-coloured dress. And I hate multicolours, like, oh, that's my personal ick. My rule for outfits is that you can have 3 colours in the outfit and that's it. Everything you're wearing needs to be in these 3 colours. Done. Like, something about it really grates my eye. I've said before that I don't like abstract art because it annoys my brain. Maybe I'm like slightly neurodivergent when it comes to that, but I really like things to match in colour. I get really, really put off if things do not match in colour, which is sometimes, it's occasionally really, really annoying. Like, I cannot study if something is written in blue. I have to have it written in black. Otherwise, my brain can't process it. And I'm like colour coordinating all my clothes. And yeah, as I said, people who mix different colours in outfits that do not go together, like if you're wearing orange on blue or something, like, I don't know, I could not, it just hurts my brain. Ugh, like, I could never, so if my mom would pick, you know, a dark blue dress with orange and pink leaves on it or something, I'd be like, ma'am, please get changed. You're hurting my eye and you will be hurting the eyes of the photographer who has to take pictures of that. But, so, in my head, where I was getting at is, this poor daughter-in-law, maybe, it's just, so scared this ma'am is gonna pick out a horrible dress that she just wants to be there. She just wants to be there to see. Because, you know, older people sometimes they have the funniest idea of style, and you know, it might work for them, but sometimes for your wedding, you know, you definitely want a photo with your new mother-in-law. You know, want a nice little pic. So I don't know, I think maybe, you know, that's a reason here, which I can't blame her for, but it sounds like she's pushing it a little too far. Like, if you're really set on helping your future mother-in-law find a dress, then please make amends to figure out a time where it also works for your mother-in-law, and not ask her to take time off of work to go dress shopping. Like, truly no. I'm seeing a lot of comments though where people are saying the fiance is being ridiculous. Me out, maybe yeah, but also maybe not. You know, like, if it's your wedding, I'm always a big fan of saying if it's an easy fix, okay, it is always nice to just be a little more lenient and let the bride have her day. And you know, she may as well have her little cute blue, white, I don't know, floral wedding, maritime, ocean wedding theme going on. And you know, she wants to not have the bride, the mother-in-law match the bridesmaids, but you know, she wants to get something in style for the wedding, and maybe can't be trusted with a reasonable fashion choice, so who knows. But yeah, I always think, you know, if it's easy to please the bride in a situation like this, you know, do it. Taking time off work, no, the bride also has to be a little reasonable there, but you know, I don't think we need to call the fiance ridiculous here, because we really don't know the backstory, and maybe Opie's dress choices are really outrageous, and she wants to get out, like, you know, something simple, something flowy, something cute. I don't know. It might be harmless. So yeah, I think calling her ridiculous is a bit much, but yeah, I figured out Reddit loves to hate on brides for the tiniest thing. So I don't know, I feel like it's reasonable, you know, it is the one day you want perfect, I get that, and you can't forget that the people who are getting married usually spend a lot of money on having the wedding, having a photographer, having a nice location, having a theme, getting flowers that match everything, I don't know, like, also having bridesmaid dresses that all fit one colour, and then having someone else show up in the same colour is kind of annoying, because, you know, you would never have to dress all your bridesmaids in a special dress then if everyone is wearing that colour. I don't know, so I do get it, and I think no one is the asshole there. They both need to be a bit more compromising with each other. If she wants her to wear a special dress, go on a freaking Sunday, you know, it's not that hard. If you want something, you know. But also, OP is a little, you know, it's a little angry, it feels a little violent, because I'm sure at some point in the next I'll show you the dress. They linked. Oh my god. Okay, careful. Okay. Can you guys see that? I don't know if it picks it up, but it is sequin, and it is a dark blue. My friend Kiara, 22 female, was attending my wedding. Since the wedding, I wore it on a few occasions because it is basically the only one fancy dress I own. Recently, Kiara was getting married, and I was obviously invited. The wedding colour scheme was dark blue, and she requested fancy attire, so I thought my dark blue dress would be fine. It's not white, and it's not even remotely close to a wedding dress. I also didn't feel like wasting money on another fancy dress that I would never wear again, especially since we aren't rich. So I showed up to her wedding in my dark blue sequin dress. I wasn't standing out or anything. Most of the guests were wearing even more fancier dresses. However, when Kiara saw me, she lost it. She yelled at me in front of all the guests, in front of her husband and my husband, saying that what I did was horrible and that no one shows up at a wedding in a wedding dress. I tried to reason with her, saying that the dress isn't a wedding dress. It's the only fancy piece of clothing I own. I wore it to multiple occasions before and after my wedding. She didn't listen and kept yelling at me to the point her bridesmaids and her husband started trying to calm her down. She also said a bunch of unsavory names to me. I was very upset with the drama and decided to leave with my husband. Then I started getting texts from Kiara, who blamed me for upstaging her on her wedding day, for driving a wedge between her and her husband, since he said that she overreacted massively and upset her friend over a dress. I decided to ignore them because I think she's being unreasonable, but parts of me thinks that I was an asshole because I wore the dress to my own wedding. Oh, okay. So, I don't know, I have two things, okay? So, who the hell gets married at 20? What's going on? Like, no wonder you have no money for a wedding dress because you're fucking 20. I don't know. Like, you do you, but it does seem a little bit early. I mean, I guess they didn't care much about it. They did say that, but 20, really? I don't know. Also, her other friend's 22. Like, no wonder they're having petty drama, because they're literally young, you know? I don't know. So, my two things are, okay, that dress really isn't that bad. It's a blue dress, you know, we all saw it. And it is very wearable for a wedding. Like, you could wear that at a wedding, especially if the theme is dark blue. And I don't think it matters that much that it was her previous wedding dress, because I'm guessing Kiara was like the only one who was at that wedding. But then, you know, it does, like, I don't know, okay, hear me out. Like, I get that they aren't rich. Oh my god, actually, hang on. She is 20 now and married her husband 2 years ago, so she married when they're 18. Who marries when they're 18? Anyway. Like, also, no wonder she doesn't have any money because she's 20. Okay, I had no money with 20. Anyway, so my first point is, if you are, you know, just making it up in your own mind that it is probably fine that you wear your wedding dress to someone else's wedding, even if it's dark blue, why not just ask? You know, guess I was overreacting a bit here, because, you know, it isn't a white dress. Symbolic, it might be a little weird, but, you know, apparently OP didn't think about that at all. I would have just asked, you know. I would have just asked. And if it wouldn't have been okay, I get that you don't have a lot of money, but, you know, there are so many nice places that have beautiful, beautiful dresses, really affordable. And I get that you don't have to, you know, white ones and never again, but then have a look at the op shop. Ask around for your friends and family if they have something you can borrow. There's those rental dress websites. You can get a dress for like €3 to borrow for a day. I don't know. Your last resort, Shein. I have no idea. Like, they have those cute House of CB duped dresses. Like, that's fancy enough you can wear for a wedding, and I think they're like €13 on Shein. Like, we're not supporting Shein over here, but you could have, you know, if money is really tight. That would have been an option if the bride didn't love your dress after you asked her, you know. But it just feels a bit, I don't know, I don't want to say it feels malicious, because probably that poor girl had no thought behind her head and was just like, I didn't care about my wedding, she must not care about her wedding. So I don't know, the bride did overreact, okay, but also the friend could have just asked if it was fine to wear the dress. I'm so sick of y'all, you know. Top comment, not the asshole. Anyone reading the headline would have had their finger straight on the yes. In this circumstance, however, it was absolutely okay to wear that dress, and she ruined her own wedding, as well as shouting at you for no reason. Even her husband thinks she's the asshole from the sound of things. I suspect she's not only lost you as a friend, but her husband is likely to lawyer up soon. Chill. She sounds like she'd be a nightmare to live with. Someone said, this is your fancy occasion dress that you wore to prom and multiple other events and just happened to wear at your wedding. It's not a wedding dress, and Kiara manufactured a conflict when no one would have even been the wiser. You didn't drive a wedge between her and her husband. She did it by acting ridiculously. I have no idea. I'm trying to find someone who has a bit of a different opinion, okay? Because, I don't know, everyone is saying not the asshole. Like, I don't know, you know. I feel, someone said, why are babies getting married? Yeah, yeah. But, it is literally, these are all not the asshole. So maybe my opinion is wrong here. I don't specifically think she's the asshole, but I'm more like, everyone sucks here, you know, because, like, use your brain. If you wear a wedding dress, you know, your friend was there on your wedding, just ask, you know, just ask. What's so hard about this? You're 20, I'm sure you're on your phone all the time. Just ask. I do think the bride, it was a bit much, you know, but, you know, I don't know, maybe they have a bit of a complicated friendship, there was some upstaging before, and then imagine your friend shows up in a dress you very well know was their wedding dress. I'd be slightly like, are you trying to tell me something, you know? I don't, like, okay, see, to me, I probably would just be like, okay, whatever, it's kind of weird, but whatever. But I definitely think it would be weird as the bride, you know, and your friend comes in the wedding dress. That's still not why that would be terrible, you know, but still, the wedding dress dress from Shein. Like, get it on Amazon and send it back. What do you mean? What do you mean? I get that she was just like, oh, I have a dress, but it's just like, ask. Is your wedding dress? Like, ask. I feel like she knew it was inappropriate. I don't know. What's your opinion on this? I'd love to hear, because everyone says, not the asshole, but does anyone, is anyone else of my opinion? And you find it just like a little weird. It's just a little confusing to me. Something is a little off, okay? Okay, but let's continue. The next story is called, Am I the Asshole for Cancelling a Wedding Gift When a Wedding Was Cancelled? My husband's sister was supposed to be married in September. I chose an item from the registry, but the exact item she had added had a weird detail. She had explicitly mentioned it previously needing option A, but on the registry she accidentally listed option B. So I asked her to make sure I got what she needed, so she knew exactly what I was planning to gift. Sadly, they have now broken up. The gift hadn't shipped yet anyway, so I cancelled it. This past week, she reached out to me about it. Since she knew I was purchasing it and we live far away, she was concerned that it had been delivered, but someone had stolen it. When I explained that I had cancelled it, she was pretty upset. Oh god. My mother-in-law has now reached out to us about it and feels that I was unkind to cancel the order. She feels that since my sister-in-law is clearly going through a difficult time and the holidays are approaching, it would have been more appropriate to let the gift reach her anyway. No. Obviously, these are unfortunate circumstances, but this was a substantial gift, $700, and pretty well above the threshold of what I'd normally spend for a typical holiday gift. Because before it comes up, I mentioned short and sweet that my husband is in the military and currently deployed, so that's why he isn't a big piece in this puzzle and I'm soloing this awkward adventure. No, not the asshole. Like, truly, a wedding gift is to pay for your attendance at the wedding, which, is why you don't go to weddings you don't want to be at. Like, be fucking for real. If you don't want to be there, you don't need to be there, and if you're not willing to pay your share, you don't need to go. My humble opinion, like, if you have struggles and you can be, like, upfront about it and, invite the couple to a nice home-cooked meal, I don't know, make something sweet of it, and maybe even communicate it beforehand, like, that is fine. It's also not okay for brides and grooms, to expect the whole wedding to be paid for by their guests, but typically, you cover the share of your plate, which I think is always between, like, about 50 euros, so I'm guessing $50 as well. So, and close friends and family usually give a lot more, but the wedding gift is supposed to be for a wedding that happened. If, I'm confused. So, it would be super impolite to send a wedding gift to someone who just broke up, like, really rub it in there, I'd feel super weird about that. So, no. Someone said, not the asshole. When a wedding is cancelled, it would only be polite for the bride and groom to return the wedding gifts. That is the norm. Yeah. I mean, returning, I haven't heard about that, but that's crazy, not the asshole. What kind of new fuckery is this? When a wedding is cancelled, you don't give a gift, and any gift received is returned, just as the engagement ring is traditionally returned. These are gifts that are contingent upon a condition occurring. For example, a wedding. A pick-me-up for your sister-in-law would be a gift card or manicure or maybe a facial, not a $700 gift from the registry. That is an expensive gift, even in the terms of wedding gift standards. It is. just broke up. Like, I feel like they've been kind of rubbing it in, hurting feelings. I don't know. So, no, not the asshole. Full stop. Okay, my friends. Now let's get into the last story for today, which is called Am I the asshole for going bridezilla after my bridesmaid spilled wine on my wedding dress? Ooh, the most terrible thing that could happen to you. Okay. I, 27 female, got married a month ago. My dress was this long, lacy gown that my mum wore at her wedding. I can see where this is going. Yeah. My mum passed away about 2 years ago. Oh my god, okay. Because the dress is so important to me, I had a big plan to keep it safe from any damages. I would only wear the dress at the wedding itself, and I would switch to a more casual dress for the reception. When I was wearing the dress, I wouldn't eat or drink anything except water, and I would stay inside at all times. I promise I'm not usually this crazy about cleanliness, but this was my mom's dress, and the thought of it being damaged broke my heart. But I also knew I wanted to wear it when I got married, to have a piece of her with me. She adored this dress, and I always dreamed I would wear it. Oh my god. My bridesmaids knew very well about my particularities with the dress. I had a room above the venue where I was getting ready. My dress was hanging in a safe place in the room. On the day of the wedding, I went down to check on something for the wedding, leaving my bridesmaids in the room. Oh my god. I need to collect myself before reading this because my heart's breaking. Okay. Here's what's happened as they told it to me. They opened a bottle of Pinot Noir, my favourite, as a celebration. They bought themselves glasses and began to walk around checking out the room. One of my bridesmaids, Anna, 27 female, wanted to get a closer look at my dress. She got really close to it and then started to touch the lace. Somehow her hand holding the wine glass slipped and wine spilled all over the bottom of the dress. When I came upstairs, they told me what happened and I started sobbing. My maid of honor called several professional cleaners and they said there was no way they could get the dress in before the wedding. They told us ways to save the dress until we could get it to them, so my mother-in-law, my maid of honor, started doing that. After that call, I became extremely angry. I asked Anna what the hell she was doing holding red wine so close to my dress when she knew how careful I was being. She dismissed it and said it wasn't such a big deal because I was planning to wear the dress, so it could have gotten damaged that way too. I couldn't believe she said that. I called her thoughtless and careless and stupid. I told her that she was no longer part of the wedding and that I wanted her to leave. She left and neither of us have reached out to the other since. I got married in the dress I had planned to wear for the reception, and I was heartbroken not to be wearing my mom's dress. After the wedding, my bridesmaids joked that I was a bridezilla for kicking Anna out after she made an honest mistake. I absolutely don't think I'm the asshole or bridezilla because Anna's reaction was so horrible and insincere. But I wanted to get the story off my chest and ask some people who might be more impartial. Am I the asshole? My heart is breaking for this poor baby. Like, truly. Like, imagine that the one thing you've left of your mom is that wedding dress and you your ceremony on your special day, and you can't already because she died and you don't have her there. And then something like that happens, like, out of the absolute carelessness. And how does a fucking wine glass slip out of your hand? Truly, are you a baby? Truly, I feel like that is not an honest mistake. That's pure stupidity. Like, get the fuck away from the dress with your red wine. Are you mental, you know? And then to react in that way, if I was that bridesmaid, I would have been on the floor sobbing. I would have been hand scrubbing. I would have sat there with my mouth on the dress, trying to soak up the fucking red wine out of that dress, trying to suck it out, and not saying stuff like that. Saying it isn't a big deal. Like, you don't just deserve to be out of the wedding, you do deserve to be slapped out of the wedding. Truly, like, do you not realize this was her mom's dress who's passed, and she wanted to have her with you? Oh, that makes me so incredibly angry, yeah. Top comment is, why? Why would you wander around with a glass of wine next to a white wedding dress that had such extreme sentimental value? Not the asshole. They couldn't have waited. They couldn't have waited to have wine. In my opinion, even if the dress wasn't sentimental because of your mom, the fact that it's your wedding dress automatically makes it VIP. It doesn't seem bridezilla or OTT, I don't know who that is, to take precautions not to have a big ugly stain on your wedding dress. And the fact that Anna didn't seem sorry makes me feel like she deserved to be kicked out. Truly, yeah. Do you know how expensive wedding dresses are? Like, even if you just ruined like a cheap wedding dress for $500, you know, even if you just ruined that with your wine carelessly, honest mistake, are you going to be paying for that? Someone said, honey, I think you need new friends. That was not an accident, and I did this on purpose, and the others covered for her. Not the asshole. See, I kinda got the gist there, maybe, you know, because she left the room, and all of a sudden they trying to pop a bottle of wine. Who pops open a bottle of wine and starts, you know, clinking glasses when the bride isn't there. Sus, you know, and then afterwards saying she was a bridezilla. I'd be really interested what the OP would say to this. Oh, but yeah, like, literally someone said that I think she did it purposely too. The fact she wasn't apologetic at all is the biggest giveaway. If it were a real friend or even a decent person, they would have been bending over backwards to make it right and apologizing with every other breath. Definitely not the asshole and not a bridezilla as well. And then someone said, I would have been puking and crying with anxiety if I was Anna. I would have felt so terrible and figured out any way to clean the dress at any cost. Super weird she was so, it was an accident about it. Yeah, you know, like, it's her dead mother's dress. And you're not even sorry. Are you joking? Come on. Someone said, not the asshole at all. After that call, I became extremely angry and said, I can't be the only one who thinks that she did this on purpose. I'm incredibly uncoordinated, and even I wouldn't do something like this. Yeah, to be fair, you have to be incredibly stupid to even go near a white wedding dress of any kind of any value with a red wine. Like, I'm a really, really anxious person, and, you know, I can't even leave the house without checking I have everything of my appliances plugged sitting area, there's no way it would have gotten near the dress. Ridiculous. So they also said the room was pretty large and was pretty far away from the dress. It shouldn't have been a problem. And I walked over to the dress, and that's what caused the damage. Can I find that comment? Can I find the comment? Okay, no. Anyway, if he commented to one. Oh, okay, someone said have a vow renewal in a few years and wear it then. And OP said to that, this is a great idea. I will bring it up with my husband. The cleaners have been able to mostly remove the stains, but if you look very closely at it, there's still a slightly darker area in the lace. So the dress is okay, but not as pristine as it was. And then someone asks, well, where's the stain? Can you cover it? And OP says, it's toward the dress, it's toward the bottom of the dress, about where the dress would hit my knees. Unless you're looking for stain, you likely wouldn't notice it, so be okay for pictures. But I notice it because I know there's a stain there, and it just reminds me of what happens with the dress and makes me sad. Yeah, fair enough, you know, it would make me incredibly sad as well. But those were all the comments that OP left for us to go through, and annoyingly, this brings us to the end of the video. I'm kind of sorry I'm letting you guys hang with this incredibly sad story towards the end. I'm really sorry for OP. I feel like they didn't deserve that at all. But yeah, I hope nothing like that ever happens to you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had some relaxation